My name is Jerry Don Washington, and my TDC number is 499813. I was born in Sladen, Texas, and raised in between Lubbock and Sladen over the course of 19 years. I was involved in multiple burglaries, and that was everybody I hung around had a hustle, and I couldn't sell drugs, because I saw like the effects of that. I couldn't rob people, so burglary was the easiest way for me to make a hustle for myself and make more money than to be able to get what I really wanted. Yeah. I went to TDC when I was 20 years old, after doing almost a year in the county. When I first got to TDC, I was very, very, very angry at the circumstances. And when I went through classification, that's what the person who interviewed me said. He said, you seem aggressive and you seem angry. And I told him, yes, sir, that's exactly what I am. And he said, well, you know what? I'm gonna send you to a unit that will help facilitate, and maybe you can do something about your anger. So he sent me to Beat-On 1 unit, and I wound up on P-Wing, which was a field wing. The initiation process back then was that you had to fight, So I had to kind of go through what they call a deuce. I had to fight 2 of each race back to back. And that's what happened. That's what I had to do. As I was going up the stairs, I was trying to hurry up and get to the cells so the officer wouldn't see I was a bloody mess. And I heard somebody say, okay, that's it. Don't touch him no more, leave him alone. And so I went, washed my face, cleaned myself up, and I laid down covered up. And I was waiting for the officer to pass, and I was going to uncover and get down and finish cleaning up, but I fell asleep. And when I woke up the next morning, the clang of the door woke me up. And in my cell was Abe. Abe was about maybe 6'4", 6'5", dark as the midnight sky. His eyes were white. His teeth were perfectly straight white. He had these pink gums. I mean, this was just a scary dude for me to wake up. This is still my first weekend in prison. So I jumped down and, got in a fighting stance. I thought I was finna have to fight some more. And he looked at me and he said, he gave me that look like, what's wrong with you? And he said, man, brush your teeth and wash your face, and let's try to figure out how to get some of this time off you. What's wrong with you? And he became my mentor. One of the first things he asked me to do was, he said, I want you to forget about the time. I want you to forget about the prison and this whole thing, just for a minute. And I want you to write me 3 things that you would want your life to be like, or that you would have. And I wrote it down, and I was trying to hand it to him. He said, no, I want you to tell me. Tell me, who would you be? What do you want? I said, well, first thing, I always wanted to be college educated. He said, oh, well, okay. The next thing, I always wanted to own my own business. I thought I'd be a good business guy. And the last one, I wanted to tell him, and so he kind of prodded me. He was like, man, look, this is me and you talking. What is it? I said, man, I always wanted to be a good dude, man. A good guy, Not for show, not none of that. Just, I wanted to be good. We sat down, and he kind of got that started. He kind of got that process started in my life, but I didn't recognize it until this was 1988. I didn't really recognize the path he had me on until 2007. But that path got me through some difficult situations, because he told me one time, he said, obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the goal. So don't, you got the goal in your mind, and the time is an illusion. Don't let it trick you up. See, because that's what made Abe so attractive to me, because I liked his look. He wasn't necessarily physically a good-looking man, but he was together. He was clean. His clothes was clean. When the officers addressed him, they addressed him as Mr. Abrams. So if you can find somebody who looks like a godly man, or has character traits that you don't have, but you want, then that's who you be around. That's who you do your day room time with. That's who you walk the child with. You take the same classes he took, and you will have the same results he has. I was a lukewarm Christian. I thought I had it, but I didn't, And I remember one night it was January 2015, and I was praying for somebody else. And when I woke up that next morning, I was like praying and singing in tongues. And I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in that. So, and it really shook me. So I kind of shook it off a little bit, and was, you know how you do with your mind. You play mind. I was like, man, there's something not to that. So when it happened again, then I went to maintenance, and I had some Christian friends, some real Christian brothers who were there. And when I told them about it, they had already experienced it. See, that was that morning I gave my life to Jesus, and I haven't looked back. Amen. I just really wish I'd have found Jesus Christ sooner than what I did. Because if I would have did that, a lot of the roadblocks and stumbling blocks that I've experienced in prison, I would have sailed through it. It's very vital that Jesus becomes a part of your life, and you have a relationship with him. He's not just somebody that's in heaven, He's some, like, I don't have to fear whether or not he knows me by name. I don't even worry about it. I didn't really learn that until taking the Bridges to Life. The Bridges to Life program actually had me sit down and journal some of what I was feeling and my responses to it. So it allowed me to see just how valuable a relationship with God. Because look, I'm asked that a lot of times. Like my coworkers, they said, like, man, you seem confident, but when you know that when you know that, and being in God's presence gives me the confidence that, no, I'm not worried, I'm not scared about getting out after doing 32 years, because I know God got my back. The very first thing I would do is talk to the chapel clerks. Those guys, they know the classes, they set the classes up. So if you know a chapel clerk on any unit in TDC, they can help you with that. It's termed chapel clerk, but they really are like chapel ministers, because they live a life that people can look up to and ultimately respect. They go to child just like you. You know, they have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning if they want to go to breakfast, just like you do. I couldn't imagine the very best case scenario that I could have wished for, desired, or anything like that. That's how it's been. I mean, it's like I asked God for parole. I mean, you know, I really wasn't supposed to ever get out because my sentence was 75 years with a life sentence stacked on top of it. So even though I had that kind of time and I really didn't know if I was ever going to get out, my thing was to be ready, and I thought I was ready, but I had no idea how good life could be. You know, it blows my mind on a daily basis. Ultimately, I was asked to describe myself in one word, and it's healed. So I don't have any issues mentally, no more that clouds my judgment, that impedes any process I might be able to enjoy while I'm here. So if you can find a way to establish your personal healing, then that's a good way to do time. If you want any type of success in or out of prison, you're going to need that. It's a vital piece. You do that with a relationship with Jesus Christ. It's the key.